Welcome, citizen, to another Starcraft Nation broadcast. I am your host, Venerati, and in this segment we're going to be finishing up LiquidHaypro and the Root Drewbie. The Root Drewbie? He's become a the now. No, not really. But after the last game that we saw in between Drewbie and Haypro, he's pretty close to the, as he did a great Thor push against Haypro on Lost Temple, doing a good job of using the Hellions to kind of keep Haypro bottled up. I wouldn't necessarily call it a contain, but it kept Haypro in the idea that, you know, there's this threat looming outside, the big bad wolf is outside my door, I need to, you know, do something about this. And there's a spine crawler on the front, and, you know, Drewbie didn't run in and all that kind of stuff, but really good play, as we saw. What really made it the epic play that it was, really what made Drewbie able to sustain that attack, was he brought the 5 SCVs along with the Thor, and they constantly repaired, and that right there, I believe, is what made that attack finish off, because we did see a lot of damage thrown on the Thor, but in the end of the battle, the Thor was completely healthy. So right now, we are at Scrap Station. Scrap Station, of course, is a much different map than Lost Temple, and we see very different play styles, and we generally see a lot of epic games on Scrap Stations. I mean, I know certain maps, you really see some really good games, but I've seen, out of all the games, I think Scrap Station really provides a good instigation for the players to really pull out some crazy stuff, as we have this tiny air gap, and we've got destructible rocks, we've got one true island expansion, and then we have 2 semi-island expansions, because it does have destructible debris, and we have 1 high yield, so you have to contest a high yield, and it's way down here, out of the way for both players. We have the 1 Xel'Naga tower here, and we have the Xel'Naga tower here, which is great for monitoring whether you're about to be attacked on your high yield. But, you know, and this expansion right here, if you see a late game, these expansions are really critical, because you cut off, you can defend right here, but also you see a lot of them go down. And then, of course, you do see these destructible rocks cleared out, and this can be a game changer right here, because if you do have static defenses here, then, you know, you're not able to defend there as well. So, either way, we can go ahead and poke at what-ifs all day long, but Haypro switching it up a little bit here. He does finish off the spawning pool before he chooses to get the hatchery. The hatchery, of course, is going to go ahead and finish up right there, as we see it pop out of its little water balloon casing. And right now we have him scouting out, making sure that there aren't any sneaky barracks up here or anything like that, because it's very possible to stick a couple barracks up here, throw some Marines down here, drop a bunker, and you've got the beginning of a headache for Haypro, or for yourself, period. We do see a Roach Warren going down, and we do see actually Drewbie expanding right now. So Drewbie going to be matching the Zerg player in expansions right here, though it is later. Terran, when you see the Terrans expand like that, you're going to be looking for a slower push. However, we are going to see the Hellions coming out, so we are going to see a Hellion harassment from Drewbie. Meanwhile, we have 3 Zerglings coming up here. Now 1 Zergling, as it's going to pop out here and meet these 2 Marines, and it's going to get a face full of lead. However, it's totally worth it, because now he knows that Drewbie is going to be expanding. He can breathe a sigh of relief and know that he's going to be in the clear for a little bit. You're not going to see a walled off Terran, and then you're going to be, oh no, is he going to bring Banshees, or what is he actually going to be doing? Now he knows that there's going to be the expansion, and he doesn't have to worry about that high tech really early on. Now, of course, he can still be bringing out Starport, but that's not the case, and you can feel a little bit more secure in upgrading your economy. Meanwhile, we do have the Hellions running around trying to harass. These Hellions don't have any kills. No, they do not have any kills, as these Roaches were more than adequate at chasing off the Hellions. Of course, Drewbie choosing not to micro right there. Loses 1 Hellion, about to lose the other one if he's not careful. Meanwhile, we have one really sneaky Zergling behind that little talon of rock. That's actually pretty awesome placement right there. I have not seen that before. Meanwhile, we do have a small push coming from Haypro, going to be trying to probe Drewbie, trying to catch him off his footing, because we do see the expansion right there, but the bunker is going to finish up here. Can he snipe that SCV? Can he stop it? No, he does not snipe it. We do see the SCV soaking up some damage here. We do see the Marines jumping in the bunker, and these Hellions adding their firepower, trying to cook these roaches. However, the Hellions are going to say, see ya, and they are going to haul ass towards HayPro's base. Now, HayPro knows that these roaches are not going to be able to do anything about that, and is going to go ahead and have them chew on this destructible rock. I believe this is a really good play there. Going to go to circumvent those static defenses. We do have the Hellions rolling up into the main of HayPro. Is he going to be able to get in the line? Yes, it does look like he's going to get the line. He gets 2 drones right there. Another drone goes down. We have the Queen desperately trying to ward off this attack. We have the other Queen waiting, gleefully able to dispatch that one Hellion. Another Hellion dropping. And we have one last Hellion running around trying to make something happen here. Will he get a kill, or will he not pay for himself? We see one blast go up. Great lining up with his second blast. And is he going to get one? Yes, we do see one drone going down as the Hellion dies off. We see a skating roach. He's skating for victory because he was able to dispatch that Hellion. Of course, he is a bad A now. So we do see HayPro going to be returning back to Drewbie's base with a lot of roaches, and is going to be able to get into this this natural expansion right here. So Drewbie, what is Drewbie going to be able to do about this? He does have 2 tanks. They do not have siege, but the tanks are going to be really good at popping these roaches. We see them take out that mule right there, snipe that SCV, chewing on the orbital command. Meanwhile, Drewbie moving up with his Marines. He does have enough Marines to take this on. He does have the tanks to add to that firepower. HayPro moving up to the high ground. I don't know if this is the best place to be because he's not going to be able to get away with these roaches. He does not have enough roaches to overcome this period. Anyway, we do see them actually holding position there for a while. We do see a couple of Marines go down to that acid spit, but it is not enough as there are not enough roaches. So now the roaches are retreating. We do see some Zerglings entering the field. We see Stimpack and Siege Tech both going to play a huge role in this build because it looks like we're going to see a heavy Marine tank build right here. So meanwhile, going back to the base, we have 4 racks, we have a starport, and we have a factory. We do see the natural being repopulated, and the forces of HayPro that are retreating look like they might actually be caught off guard as they are trying to run away, but never mind, they get to the creep and they start, they get that little speed boost right there. So HayPro is looking like he's going to be in trouble as Drewbie is moving up here trying to kill these creep tumors. That one creep tumor, he did not get in that scan, and of course this Overlord is going to be able to see what's going on. Meanwhile, we have a Spire and Baneling's Nest both coming online for Drewbie, or not for Drewbie, for HayPro. Drewbie getting this surround right there, getting his tanks surrounded. Meanwhile, the Zerglings trying to make something happen. All these Marines able to fire down on them. The Roaches showing up a little bit late, trying to make something happen as we see more and more forces streaming in for HayPro. We see the one Marine able to run away with that. He's actually taken out there. We have the one leftover tank with 6 kills. We do see the Zergling trying to get a surround on it. It looks like the tank is going to go down. Yes, it does. These Marines trying to micro their way out of there as they are stemmed. They are going to be able to do a lot of damage there, killing off all of those Zerglings. These 2 Roaches wisely moving back as Drewbie lost both of his tanks right there, but HayPro did a good job of fending off that push, not allowing Drewbie to stay nearby and kill the destructible debris or anything like that. So right now, both players able to maintain a good protection on their natural. Of course, now earlier in there we did see both of the mineral lines being violated of HayPro and the natural being completely cleared out by Drewbie. Drewbie was forced to pull out all of his harvesters from that mineral line. We do see Drewbie throwing down a bunker here, so the bunker is going to be able to bottleneck any forces that come right here and engage them, but we could see the destructible rocks being circumvented right there. So now the Spire has finished up. We have 11 Mutalisks on the way. We have centrifugal hooks for the Banelings, and we have attacks level 1 going in. We do have infantry weapons level 1 finishing up and combat shields, and we do have medevacs on the way. So both players teching up right there, really putting in a lot of power to their armies and going to try to really cement their economies. Now we do have the high yield being taken by HayPro, so HayPro looking to macro it up a little bit. I don't know, this is going to be a kind of a flashpoint, because if we don't see Drewbie do anything about this high yield, then Drewbie could really get out economied, and we could just see HayPro run away with this. But HayPro right now moving up with his Mutalisks, doing a lot of harassment. These Marines were forced to chase the Mutalisks away, as we do see 2 turrets in there. We see more turrets going up in the natural of Drewbie. Will it be enough? As there is a massive flock of Mutalisks moving in here. Is it going to be enough? These Mutalisks just kind of testing it out. They are going to snipe that SCV, and we see the missile turret fire back. We do see the refinery taking a lot of fire from HayPro's flock of Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks, will it be enough? Is there going to be a repair? I don't know, as we saw several of those SCVs actually go down. Yes, we do see the SCVs repair. Meanwhile, he's attacking the starport, killing that killing the tech right there. I believe that was a reactor, but just being a jerk with these Mutalisks, just not letting Drewbie get a moment of rest. Meanwhile, the hatchery on the expansion is going to be finished up. So HayPro queuing up some drones right there, trying to cement. I mean, that's really going to pay off for him if he can really get these high yield minerals fully populated. He's really going to be really good to go. Now we do see these Zerglings trying to kill that tank, but there were just so many of the Marines behind there. We're not really able to do anything with that. We do see 3 Mutalisks adding to the flock as HayPro, not liking what he's seeing right there, going to try to come in here and harass just a little bit. Of course, we do see the stem from the Marines. Wisely, HayPro pulls out, allowing the Marines just to soften themselves up, as those drugs do a lot of damage to the body of those Marines, but really helps in the fact that they can become that much more damage. As we do see the one Marine caught out in the open. You do not want to be that guy, as he totally got glaive wormed in the face. Not liking that. We do see Drewbie moving in there. A few pot shots coming off of HayPro, but losing 2 Mutalisks right